A man on Tennessee's most wanted list is caught across state borders. We have the latest from an armed robbery case. A man is dead after an hour-long standoff ends in a police officer shooting him. And one community is building for the future. That means renovations are rebuilding for several homes. We'll have those stories and more right now on 10 News at 6.
10 News is brought to you in high definition exclusively by Harper Auto Square. You are watching WBIR TV, Channel 10, Knoxville. The news starts now.
Hello, I'm Emily Stroud. Thanks for watching. A Campbell County man who is one of the TBI's most wanted has been captured in South Carolina. WBIR 10 News reporter Jeff Monlock is in the information center with the latest on the arrest of Lonnie Vaughn. Jeff?
Emily, that's right. And the Campbell County Sheriff's Department says that authorities near Myrtle Beach have taken the 44-year-old Lonnie Vann into custody. Officers arrested him without incident last night around 7:30. Vann was added to the TBI's most wanted list after they say he robbed a Campbell County couple at gunpoint last week. He was also charged in July with solicitation of a minor. The Campbell County Sheriff's Office says last October, Vann took a 13-year-old girl from school to a nearby church and tried to hug and kiss her. Vann is a former teacher at La Follette Middle School. Now, TBI says he is being held at Myrtle Beach Jail without bond until he's returned to Tennessee. Emily?
Thanks, Jeff. Well, the search continues for a Campbell County woman who has been missing for almost 2 weeks. This morning, family and friends organized a community search, hoping to find clues on the disappearance of Rhonda Dougherty. The Campbell County Sheriff's Department says Dougherty disappeared from her home December 2nd. There is a $10,000 reward for any information leading to her safe return. If you have information, then call the number on your screen. A Sevierville police officer is on paid administrative leave while the TBI investigates the shooting that killed a man. According to a police spokesman, here's what happened. About 10 o'clock last night, police found 27-year-old Randall Gordon in his car outside his ex-girlfriend's home. He had a shotgun and had been drinking alcohol. Officers tried to convince Gordon to get out of the car for more than an hour. Then several officers approached him. When Gordon pointed a handgun at them, Officer Adam Akers shot and killed him. This is Sevierville's first officer-involved shooting in at least 25 years. The Knox County Sheriff's Office has arrested a suspect in the shooting death of a teenager. KCSO says 19-year-old Evan Hall was shot and killed on Christian Lee Circle in West Knox County. That happened about 1 o'clock this morning. The Sheriff's Office has not identified the accused shooter. Knoxville police are looking into the death of a man near UT's campus today. Officers found the man lying on the ground behind a parking garage on Cumberland Avenue. That happened about 1:15 this afternoon. KPD has not identified the man and is investigating why he died. The Knox County District Attorney is now working on a case involving 2 UT football players accused of rape. KPD finished its investigation last night. A 19-year-old woman accused Vols linebacker A.J. Johnson and defensive back Michael Williams of raping her at a Johnson South Knoxville apartment last month. Well, now the DA's office will decide whether or not to press charges or hand the case over to a grand jury. Neither Johnson nor Williams has been charged. Police in Portland, Oregon say they've arrested a suspect in a school shooting that injured 4 students, 3 of them seriously. Officers arrested a 22-year-old man during a traffic stop this morning. Police say witnesses told them there might have been a dispute outside Rosemary Anderson High School just before that shooting yesterday. A 16-year-old girl was critically wounded, while 2 men who are 17 and 20 suffered serious injuries. Police will release the suspect's name once he's booked into jail. The 19-year-old Mississippi woman who was burned to death was buried today. Family and friends of Jessica Chambers attended her funeral this morning. Chambers died earlier this week after an autopsy found she had been covered in lighter fluid and suffered burns on 98% of her body. She had just graduated high school. Authorities have not made any arrests in her death. The city of La Follette is looking into a way to clean up a group of homes around town. The houses are known for their manufacturing of methamphetamine. Mayor Mike Stanfield says a cleanup could be a good way to rebuild the image of the neighborhoods. There are about 10 houses the city is focusing on. He says the next step will be reaching out to the property owners of the houses.
I was born and raised here in La Follette. This has always been my home. I've never lived anywhere else. It's kind of sad because these neighborhoods that these homes are in at one time back when I was a kid were really nice neighborhoods. And over the years, the years have took a toll on these neighborhoods.
Tonight on the Night Beat, we'll show you the effort the city of La Follette is taking on with this project, plus what city leaders imagine for these houses in the future. The Knox County Sheriff's Office wants to remind you about a phone scam going around with people impersonating Knox County law enforcement. The scammers have called dozens of people pretending to be Chief Deputy Eddie Biggs and other deputies. Now they call people and tell them they have an outstanding warrant or they didn't report for jury duty, and then they demand payment. KCSO says they never make phone calls like that and are asking any victims to call them. The federal government will be operational for now after the U.S. Senate has passed a temporary spending bill. The bill will have enough funding to keep the government up and running through Wednesday. It gives legislators a few more days to consider passing a $1.1 trillion longer-term budget. Despite the reservations of both some Democrats and Republicans, the Senate is expected to pass that trillion-dollar budget, which will fund most federal agencies through the end of September 2015. President Obama has said he supports the bill. 2 American soldiers and several Afghan soldiers died after militants attacked their convoy. NBC News was reporting the soldiers died overnight when a bomb exploded as they drove by. The convoy was headed to an airbase near Kabul, according to local police. The Taliban has claimed responsibility for the attack through a Twitter message. In Belgium, Americans and Europeans gathered today to mark the 70th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge. American flags flew overhead to thank the U.S. for the integral part it played in the victory. Many visitors also dressed up in World War II uniforms in honor of the military. The Battle of the Bulge was one of the largest U.S. battles in the war. Tonight, wreaths sit at the graves of some of East Tennessee's finest. Volunteers and family members gathered across Knox County today to place wreaths on the headstones of veterans. WBIR 10 News reporter Kendall Morris shows us how it all came together. Kendall?
That's right, Emily. People in Knox County raised more than $56,000 this year, enough to cover more than 5,000 graves. Today, it was all about showing those that served our country that they'll always be remembered. The Wreaths Across America project started at the Arlington National Cemetery. Now states across the nation participate every year. Emily.
Thanks. Hundreds of Vols were welcomed to adulthood today. We check out the ceremonies for the newest crop of Vols. We had sunshine and warmer temperatures today, but how long is that going to last? Ella Dorsey is with us after the break for a look at your forecast.